Hi students. In the previous sessions we had discussed about the cells of the areolar tissue. Now we will be discussing the fibers of areolar tissue followed by adipose and reticular tissues. Clear? So fibers of areolar tissue. So what is a code to remember? REC, Regional Engineering College. REC. Collagen fibers, elastic fibers, reticular fibers. Clear? We'll be discussing from collagen, then elastic, then reticular fibers. Clear, students? First of all, collagen fibers. Collagen fibers are made of the protein called as collagen. They are made of the collagen protein. Collagen protein is the largest protein here. Highly found protein is a highly found protein. That is extensive protein in human body. In human body. It's a very important point in need bit. Collagen protein is a highly found, that is extensive protein found in the human body. Is almost about the 1/3 protein. Okay, the collagen fibers are made of the collagen protein. The color of collagen protein is white in color. Collagen protein is white in color. That's why what is the color of collagen fibers? The collagen fibers are also white in color because they consist of collagen protein. Clear? And collagen protein is a tough and fibrous protein. Tough, fibrous protein which is insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. White in color, tough and fibrous protein which is insoluble in water here. And this collagen protein forms the collagen fibers. Collagen fibers. Collagen fibers, they form the extensive network. Collagen fibers, they form the extensive network in the extracellular matrix of the connective tissue. Here I am writing CT. CT means connective tissue. So the collagen fibers, they form the extensive network found in the extracellular matrix of the connective tissue, because the connective tissue contains the extracellular matrix. Matrix means a fluid substance, isn't it? In the fluid substance, what is present mostly found is the collagen fibers. So that's the importance of the collagen fibers. Clear, students? These collagen fibers, they occur as bundles. They occur as bundles and occur as angles. They form the angles here. That is, the curved surfaces are formed here. The angles means here the curved surfaces. They form the curved surfaces. For example, here is a bundle. These are the collagen fibers. They occur as a curved surfaces here. Can you see, all of you? These are the curved surfaces. These are nothing but collagen fibers. All these collagen fibers, they form the bundle. This is called as a bundle. Collagen bundle. Collagen bundle. The collagen bundle is called as fascia. The collagen bundle is called as fascia. The collagen bundles, they occur here and curved. They form the curved surfaces. These are the individual fibers, collagen fibers. Collagen fibers. These are the collagen fibers. They occur as the curved surfaces and all these form the bundles. The collagen bundle is called as fascia and it forms a very stronger network here. So repeat, collagen fibers are made of collagen protein. They are highly found, that is extensive protein found in the human body. Collagen proteins are white in color, that's why fibers are also white in color. Collagen protein is tough fibrous protein which is insoluble in water. These collagen fibers, they form the extensive network found in the extracellular matrix of the connective tissue. These fibers, they occur as a bundles and they form the curved surfaces here. These fibers are the curved surfaces that occurs as a bundles and they form the together form the bundles now. All this is bundle is called as which one? The bundle is called as the fascia. Clear, students? Now where are they found? All of you noted these points? Now, next property is when the collagen fibers are heated, when the collagen fibers are heated, they forms the structure called as gelatin. Very important point. When the collagen fibers are heated upon, it forms into a substance called as gelatin. Now, where are they found? What are the examples? That is, where are the locations of collagen fibers? The collagen fibers are found in the bone, cartilage, tendon, and ligament. So these are the examples of collagen fibers where the collagen fibers are present. All these are the connective tissues, isn't it? Tendon, ligament, bone, cartilage. We'll be getting in the future lectures what is a tendon, what is a ligament, what is the structure of bone, cartilage. Not now, clear? Now they are found in the tendon as well. What is a tendon? When a bone is connected to a muscle, that's called as a tendon. Tendon means when a bone is connected to a muscle. In the future lecture, after most probably one or two after lectures, I'll be uploading this lecture on the bone and then cartilage, all these things. Tendon means the bone, the connection between the bone and the muscle is called as tendon. And ligament means the connection between the bone and the bone. Bone to the bone is called as a ligament. Bone to the muscle is called as tendon. In both bone, cartilage, okay, tendons, ligaments, the collagen fibers are present. And the collagen fibers are also found extensively in the skin. Skin contains the collagen protein, which imparts the youthfulness. When the collagen protein is reducing in the skin, it is an indication of old age. During the old age, what happens? The collagen content in the skin reduces. It forms wrinkles. So that's all about the collagen fibers. The next one is called as the elastic fibers. We shall be discussing the elastic fibers. The second one is the elastic fibers. Elastic fibers are made of the protein called as elastin. Elastin protein. Collagen fibers are made of collagen protein and elastic fibers are made of elastic protein. Collagen is white in color whereas elastin is yellowish in color. Yellowish in color. That's why what is the color of these fibers? Yellowish in color. And elastin fibers, as the name indicates, they have got the property called as elasticity. Elasticity is there for the only sort of fibers out of three which has got the elasticity is elastic fibers. What is elasticity? When we apply the force, stretching, it can be extended. When the force is removed, it can be recoiled. That's called as elasticity. Such a form of property is there only for the elastic fibers. That's the first property, okay. The second property is when these are heated upon by chemicals. chemicals. There is no action. There is no action when heated upon. When heated upon, no action. And when put to the alkali chemicals, no action. That is, these do not respond. The elastic fibers do not respond to the heat. They do not, collagen fibers, they respond to the heat. Just now I told you. The collagen fibers respond to the heat and they form into a substance called as gelatin. Whereas elastic fibers do not respond, no action when heated upon, and no action when they are put to the alkali chemicals. That's the next property. First property is elasticity. Next one is no action when heated upon, no action when put to the chemicals, also alkali chemicals, for example. Clear? These are the properties. Now, what is a color, yellowish color made of the elastin protein? Next one is the examples. Examples means elastic cartilage. They are found in the elastic cartilage and elastic ligaments. Elastic cartilage and elastic ligaments also. Elastic cartilage. Where is the elastic cartilage present? I'll tell you examples now. External ear. External ear. Number 2, eustachian tubes. Eustachian tubes. Epiglottis. So these are the examples of the elastic cartilage. See here. In the elastic fibers are present in the elastic cartilage. Examples of elastic cartilage, one is a external ear, pinna, eustachian tubes and epiglottis. You know external ear, pinna, isn't it? Here you can see here. This is the external ear, elasticity is there. Next one is eustachian tubes. What are the eustachian tubes? Which connects the middle ear with the, middle ear with pharynx. See here, middle ear, external, the human ear contains the external, middle and inner ear, isn't it? Here is a pharynx, external, middle and inner ear again. So there are two tubes are there here. One tube here from middle ear to the pharynx, other middle ear to the pharynx here, like this. So two tubes are there, that is the eustachian tubes. Okay, they are made of the elastic cartilage. Next one is the epiglottis. Here epiglottis, here is a trachea is there, isn't it? And glottis, epiglottis. Where is epiglottis present? Above the glottis. Glottis is a small opening. The small opening called as glottis is covered by an epiglottis. It is a cartilaginous flap-like structure made of the elastic cartilage. Epiglottis is a cartilaginous flap-like structure made of the elastic cartilage. All these are the examples of the elastic cartilage. Next one is the elastic ligaments. Elastic ligaments. Clear? Elastic ligaments present, for example, between the vertebrae, because of which we are stitching now. We can bend, we can do the exercise. Why it is possible? Because elasticity is there between the vertebrae, and these elastic ligaments are present between the successive vertebrae. These ligaments, elastic ligaments, are also made of the elastic fibers. So collagen fibers. Next one is elastic fibers. Now let's discuss about the third type of fibers called as the reticular fibers. Reticular fibers, the third type of fibers. These are made of the protein called as reticulin. Made of protein called as reticulin. Okay, students. Reticular fibers are very delicate fibers. Whereas collagen fibers are found in the bundles now. That's why they are very strong. Whereas the story is totally different in the case of the reticular fibers. The reticular fibers, they are very delicate and they are branched also. They are delicate and branched. Hence, they form the network. They form the network. Wide extensive network is one. For example, they are very delicate like this, and they form the here again branches. It forms a network like structure, a net like, a mesh like structure is formed here. So reticular fibers are made of protein reticulin. They're delicate and branched forms and forms the network like structure. Okay, students, it forms a reticular structure. Next one, they're found in the lymphoid organs. They're found in the lymphoid organs. What are the lymphoid organs? The lymphoid organs are the organs which forms the lymphocytes. What are lymphocytes? Immune cells. Immune cells provide the immunity. The resistance power of the organism against the pathogens is called as the immunity. Immunity is formed by the immune cells called as the lymphocytes. The lymphocytes are formed by the lymphoid organs. Examples of lymphoid organs: bone marrow, spleen, lymph nodes, etc. So the lymphoid organs contains the reticular fibers. Reticular fibers, they support, they give strength to the lymphoid organs, because lymphoid organs are very important from immune system point of view, isn't it? These are strength and support to the lymphoid organs is given by the reticular fibers. So these are the various fibers found in the areolar tissue. So this areolar tissue is now finished, because in the previous lectures we had discussed the cells of the areolar tissue. Now we had finished the fibers of the areolar tissue. I told you that the loose connective tissue contains three types, isn't it? What is that? One is areolar, adipose, and reticular. Areolar, adipose and reticular. Till now we have completed which one? Areolar connective tissue. Now let's discuss about the adipose, then followed by reticular tissue. Clear, students? So next one is the adipose tissue. Loose connective tissue. The second type of tissue in the loose connective tissue is the adipose tissue. What is adipose tissue? It is a special type of tissue specialized for the storage of the fat. It's nothing but areolar tissue. Actually, it's nothing but areolar tissue, but it is specialized for which one? Storage of fat. Specialized for fat storage. Actually, it's nothing but areolar connective tissue, but it is specialized for storage of fat. That is, it contains more adipocytes. It contains more adipocytes. What are adipocytes? The fat storage cells. The fat storage cells are also called as the adipocytes. More number of adipocytes are found in the adipose tissue. We have discussed under cells of areolar tissue that one of the type of cells of the areolar tissue is the adipocyte. So these adipocytes are more in number in the adipose tissue. That is, this is nothing but a modified type of areolar connective tissue, specialized for the storage of the fat. That's it, because it contains some more adipocytes. I told you that areolae are there, isn't it? Areolae are the spaces found in the areolar connective tissue. These areolae contains which one? Adipocytes. Now, when food is taken by an organism, animal or human being, more food is taken, it is more converted into the fat, isn't it? Less metabolism, more food, and excess of the food is converted into the fat and stored in the fat storing cells called as the adipocytes. More number of adipocytes are present in the adipose tissue. Clear, students? Now, what are the examples of adipose tissue? One is panniculus adiposus. What is panniculus adiposus? The white fat found in the dermis of the skin. Panniculus adiposus, because whichever the excess of food is taken and it is not metabolized, okay, catabolized here, it is excess of food now stored in the fat as which one? Panniculus adiposus. What is panniculus adiposus? Nothing but white fatty structure found in the below the skin. There is a dermis is there. Above this uppermost layer is the epidermis, and below epidermis of the skin, what is present? Dermis is present. In the dermis, the fat is stored in the form of panniculus adiposus. Important point. The white fat is stored in the dermis of skin as panniculus adiposus. Next one is, it is also present in the blubber of cetaceans. What is cetacean? The aquatic mammals. The aquatic mammals are called as cetaceans. They belong to class Mammalia and order Cetacea, isn't it? Examples: whales, sea cows, dolphins, all these. For example, you take this dolphin or you take any whale here. Below the skin, some fatty layer is there. This is called as the blubber. It's called as the blubber. It is there for the thermal insulation. That is, it provides the more metabolism, more heat is generated, more body heat is generated. Because of the metabolism of this fat, more body is generated, which is required for the aquatic mammals here. Why? Because they are present in the very cold environment, isn't it? So what is required for the animals living in the cold environment? Heat is required. That's why the blubber is there, which is required here. That's why the blubber is nothing but which one? Fat, adipose tissue. The blubber is nothing but adipose tissue. The third type of examples now, camel's hump. Camel's hump. Hump is there, isn't it? Like this, a fat storing cell is there, hump. That's also an example of adipose tissue here. Okay, students. Next one is palms and soles. The fourth example is palms and soles are the other examples of adipose tissue. Okay, students. Now this adipose tissue, as you know, consists of adipocytes. There are different types of adipocytes are there in the infants and the adults. There is a lot of differences there. What is that? Let's discuss now. Monolocular and multilocular. Monolocular. What is meant by mono? Mono means single and multi means many. That's the meaning here. Sometimes the fat is present as a single large droplet. Single large oil droplet. Droplet means a small drop is called as a droplet. So the fat is present as a single large droplet here like this. That is why it's called as monolocular. Mono means single. Whereas multilocular, the fat is present as many small like this here. The fat, that is the adipose tissue, is present as the many smaller droplets. Fat droplets or lipid droplets. In sometimes it is present monolocular, single large droplet. That's why monolocular, mono means single, and multilocular, many smaller droplets are there like this here. Multi means many here. Okay, students. Now, in the case of monolocular, here is present in the adults, present in the adults, and contains fewer mitochondria, Whereas in the multilocular, present in the infants and also fetus. During the embryonic intrauterine gestation period, fetus is there, and also in the infants, these multilocular droplets are there. These in the case of monolocular, examples are the adults. and this mononuclear contains the fewer mitochondria are there, very few mitochondria are there, whereas in the multilocular many mitochondria are there, several mitochondria are there here, several mitochondria. If several mitochondria are there, more catabolism, that is why more release of energy and more release of heat also. More release of heat. Why? Because more metabolism happens. Why more metabolism happens? Why? Here metabolism is here a type of metabolism, catabolism, destructive process here, isn't it? So more mitochondria, more catabolism, more release of energy and more release of heat, which is required, because for the people, for the fetus and the infants, what is required? More heat is required. That's why these fetus and infants consist of multilocular oil droplets here. More heat is released here. Whereas in the case of adults, there is no such requirement here. That is why fewer mitochondria are there. That's why lesser heat, lesser release of heat here. And the thing is, this multilocular here is called as brown fat or brown adipose tissue. Brown fat or brown adipose tissue, whereas here is called as a white fat or white adipose tissue. White adipose tissue here. Now, why this one is brown in color? Why this fat or adipose tissue is brown in color? Because it contains a cytochrome pigment. Cytochrome pigment. Here cytochrome pigment is absent. Why this adipose tissue or fat is brown in color? Because of the presence of the cytochrome pigment. Whereas here in the white is white in color because of the absence of the cytochrome pigment here. So very important point. That's all about the adipose tissue. Now the third type of tissue let's discuss now, called as reticular tissue. The third type of tissue is called as a reticular tissue. The reticular tissue contains the more number of reticulocytes or reticular cells. This tissue contains the reticular cells or reticulocytes. The specialized type of reticular cells are called as these reticular cells or reticulocytes. Reticulocytes are nothing but specialized fibroblasts. Specialized fibroblasts. We had discussed in the previous sessions what are fibroblasts, isn't it? They are the cells of the areolar tissue, isn't it? So these reticular cells or reticulocytes are nothing but specialized fibroblasts. They secrete the fibers, reticular fibers. Reticular fibers. A few minutes back we had discussed, isn't it? Reticular fibers, collagen fibers and elastic fibers. One of the type of fibers are the reticular fibers made of the reticulin protein, isn't it? So these reticular fibers, they form here examples of the reticular fibers. The second is lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs. I told you that lymphoid organs examples: bone marrow, spleen, thymus, isn't it, etc., etc., are the examples of the lymphoid organs. The lymphoid organs are getting the support, and giving the strength from the reticular fibers and nothing but reticular tissue. The reticular tissue contains the reticular cells called as reticulocytes. These are nothing but specialized fibroblasts, and they secrete the reticular fibers, which provide the supporting framework for the lymphoid organs called as bone marrow, spleen, Peyer's patches, isn't it, lymph nodes, etc., or thymus, or the lymphoid organs. They are getting the support from the reticular fibers. And reticular fibers also form the reticular lamina. Reticular lamina of basement membrane. Reticular lamina of basement membrane. Yes, we have already discussed now. Where had we discussed? Please type in the comment box below. Where have we discussed this point? Reticular lamina present in the basement membrane. All of you type in the comment box. That's all for this session, my dear students. All of you, bachcho, all of you take care. In the next session, I'll be coming up with the next type of lecture called as a dense connective tissue. This is a finishing of the loose connective tissue. In the next lecture, we'll be discussing the dense connective tissue. Clear, students?